Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to finally share my Q&A video with you guys. If you didn't know, August 7th is my BookTube anniversary, and I thought what better way to celebrate than to have you guys ask me questions and I answer them. I haven't done a Q&A video in so long, and I think most of you know me by now, especially if you're a regular. So I challenged you with asking me something that maybe you don't know about me. But before we get into that, I just want to run down a couple of things. Some of you may or may not know, but I will not be returning to my classroom for this upcoming school year. It was a very difficult decision to make. But because of everything that's been going on and for the safety of myself and my family, I have decided that I will not be returning to the classroom this year. I am sad about it, but at the same time, I have a lot of exciting things planned, so I'm kind of just looking forward to the break. And that leads me to passion projects. I have a few passion projects that I am working on, not only here on BookTube, but other ventures that I am hoping to dabble in and try out and work on. And I am very, very excited to finally have the time to dedicate to these projects. So now that I'm not returning to my classroom, I can actually focus on these passion projects that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And yeah, I've already started working on one, and guys, I'm so excited. So getting my schedule in order has meant a couple of things: my diet and exercise plan, my working schedule, my social and hobby schedule, and trying to find time to fit all of the things that I want to do in. And first thing that I decided to do was try a detox plan, and I am tackling the 30-day detox plan with Teami, and I am so excited about this detox. I started it on August 14th, and today is the 25th, and everything has been going great so far. So they sent me all of these products to try. I have 2 different teas here. It also came with like a tea strainer. It came with this lovely tumbler, which I'm going to talk to you about, because at the very least, even if you're not interested in the detox program, they have tons and tons and tons of beauty products, skincare products, and really looking forward to trying out some of their skincare products myself. But I knew I needed the detox. I don't know if you can tell what's in there, but it's not any of the teas, it's strawberries. With the detox tea, you are supposed to drink 1 in the morning and 1 at night before bed. Like this is every single day for 30 days, and this is every other night before you go to bed. And the teas are actually really good. I haven't had to add any sweetener or any like milk or lemon or honey or just anything to them. They're just delicious on their own, and that's pretty rare with me with teas, because I'm more of a coffee drinker than I am a tea drinker, but these have been a great substitute. Right, guys, for this next portion, we're going to jump into the Q&A portion, but I wanted to bring my dog Charlie in. This is her. She was actually sleeping, so I woke her up from a nap. She was laying down with Daddy, but yeah, I just wanted to show her to you guys because I love this girl with my whole heart. She's the cutest thing you've ever seen. I know. I love her so much, and I got so many questions about her because I think you guys know how much I love her, and I've been talking about her the last few months on and off because at the beginning of quarantine, we had something really bad happen. She injured herself. I don't know exactly what it's called, but when we first got her and we took her to the vet, they told us about this breed and how they can have issues with their joints, and it's almost like her patella tendon wasn't sitting right, but she said, oh, you know, no big deal, anything like that. Fast forward 3 years later, and she was just running outside. She's very active. That's why I like to take my walks with her. Look, she's just laying here. She's so cute, you guys. But I love taking walks with her. She's very active. Our backyard faces a path that like runs through this huge neighborhood in my area, and they're literally are 100 to 200 people that walk by our backyard every day. So she's always barking at them and the dogs and the children, and we have rabbits and squirrels and birds and lizards, and she is a little huntress. She is. She doesn't look like it right now, but guys, she can get crazy, and she loves jumping up on furniture and like being in our laps, but like she'll get on the back of our couch and just launch herself off. So yeah, it's crazy. But she's been very, very active, and she injured her back leg. So we made the difficult decision to not only operate on that leg, but we operated on both of her back legs. So she had bilateral back leg surgery, and it was a 6 to 8 week process where she had the surgery, she had to stay overnight, and then it was 6 to 8 weeks for recovery, where we had to have her totally confined to a pin. And at first it was easy, and then it got hard because, like I said, she's very, very active. About midway through, I started noticing, you know, she was using her leg and stuff, and it didn't look good. So I took her back, we had them look at it, and they were like, no, everything looks great. So we finished out the recovery period. Long story short, it was not good. We had to go back in, open up her leg again, tighten everything one more time, and tomorrow, when you're watching this video, I'm going to be at the vet with her again, checking the surgery again. And this all started in March. It's almost September. So from March until now, I have been dealing with this leg thing. And it's been a very long summer, if you can call it that. But myself, and my husband are very much looking forward to her returning to normal activity, building up the muscle in her back legs, and being able to take her on walks and hikes. And me and my husband can leave the house without worrying about her, and she won't whine when she's in her pen because she has to sleep in a little cage at night, and she has to stay in the playpen all day, and all she wants is to play with her toys and get back to her normal activity. So it's been a very, very, very long process with her, but guys, cross your fingers if you're watching this, and yeah, cross your fingers that everything went wonderful and that we can return to business as usual. I'll let her go back to bed. One more look. Here she is. Here she is. The first question comes from Teami Post, and she said, congrats, I have 2 questions for you. Does your husband read as well? And what is your biggest suggestion to read more during the academic year? So the first question, does my husband read as well? No, he does not. Not at all. His best friend that lives next door actually gave me a book to read, and it's not like a genre that I would really like, so I challenged him to try to read it. It's been sitting on his nightstand for over a month. The second question is, what is your biggest suggestion to read more during the academic year? My biggest suggestion is to make it a priority. Instead of binging a season on Netflix or scrolling through your phone on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or any of those other mindless social media apps, make reading a priority, and you'll find time that you didn't even know you were wasting on all of these other social media sites, and you'll get a lot more reading done. This one comes from Drew is Reading, and he just got on BookTube last year, and he's been making videos here and there. So my question for you is, any tips for small BookTube channels, and what do you use to film your videos? I have 2 cameras that I use. I have this one, which is a Canon 70D, and it's a DSLR, and then I have this one, which is the Canon G7X, and I believe I have this stuff linked in the description box of all of my videos. So if I'm doing sit-down videos, it's mainly this camera, unless I'm being lazy, and then I use this camera. But honestly, I think the quality is the same, but this is more like portable, and it has like the flip-up screen, but both of these are investments. So that's what I use to film. As far as tips for small BookTube channels, I think just stick with it. Make it fun. Make the content that you want to make. Comment on people's videos. Phase Red 84 is, what is you and your husband's origin story, and what had changed since you started your channel? Oh, they actually asked a lot of questions. Okay, so we'll just go in order. Okay, so the first one is, what is the origin story of me and my husband? Okay. So it's actually not that long of a story, but me and my husband were both dating other people when we met. We met online playing a massive multiplayer online role-playing game called EverQuest 2, and we were in the same guild, but I was dating someone and he was dating someone, so we became friends, and we were friends online for like 5 years, and then we weren't dating the people that we were dating when we initially met, and we just continued talking, and he offered to take me out on a date, and we went on a date, and it was kind of like perfect. So then I moved here to Virginia, and I was staying with my parents at the time, so I moved here, and I've kind of been here ever since. So yeah, we met on an online video game. Has changed since you started your channel? Wow, so much has changed. Since I started my channel, I was still in college when I started my channel. A lot has changed. I got married. We live in a house now. Like, we used to rent an apartment, and now this is our first home. My taste in books has changed. I used to read a lot more YA, and I don't do that anymore. I stick to mainly adult. I mean, I still do have some YA that I read, but like, that used to be all I used to read. Yeah, a lot has changed. Besides the Babysitter's Club, what other book or series comes second to what got you started to reading? It was definitely the Babysitter's Club, but also Sweet Valley High, and also Patricia Cornwell's K. Scarpetta series. Huge K. Scarpetta fan by Patricia Cornwell. The first book is Postmortem. They're kind of crime detective, forensic scientist, mystery books, and I really like them. I still like them. I actually got rid of all of my books except for the very first one because I just like wasn't reading them anymore, and I had so many of them, but I kind of want them again. When did you become a vegan? So I'm not actually vegan. I'm vegetarian, so I do eat eggs and butter and milk and yogurt and ice cream and cheese. I just don't eat anything that has a heartbeat. So like no fish and no cows, no pigs, no ducks, no shrimp, no lobster, none of that. When did I become a vegetarian though? I don't remember the exact date. It was in college. I remember that. I kind of dabbled on and off with it. Like, I specifically remember like as a kid wanting to be vegetarian, and my parents were like, yeah, that's fine. But they weren't going to buy special food or make me a special diet. So they were like, you know, you have to have what we have and just not eat the meat. So it's been quite a few years. It's been a while. Besides BookTube, what else do you enjoy? I love reading, I love photography, I love traveling, I love hiking. I used to love scrapbooking, but I don't do that anymore. But I do love my bullet journal, and I love my dog. I love hanging out with my husband. I love watching movies like on Netflix and stuff. I love playing card games. I love shopping. I love going to coffee shops. All of the things that we can't seem to do right now. Oh my gosh, what would my takeout order be? Oh gosh, I don't know. There's so many things that I want. I really want veggie fajitas from El Loro, and I want salsa from the Big Ranch, and I could really go for some good sushi. And yes, there's vegetarian sushi, you guys. What else? Ooh, I kind of want this grain salad that I get at Salad Works. One thing you grew up with that someone who was a lot younger than you wouldn't understand. I actually have it. Okay, one thing that I grew up with that I don't think a lot of people would understand is cloth diaper pins. Yeah, so when I was little, I was a cloth diaper child. I am pretty sure my sister was as well. And this is a diaper pen. And the reason why this particular one is special is my grandmother, who has passed on my dad's side. She had 6 kids, so she always had diaper pins pinned to her clothing, and so she would always have them around. And she had passed, but on my wedding day, I reached out to my aunt and uncle and said, hey, if you could find something of grandmom's to send me for that something blue. And she found this blue diaper pen, and it has a little charm on here of my head, and it's engraved. And she wrote this little note that said, you were wishing that you had something your grandmother for your wedding day. I went searching for a special piece of jewelry, but as you know, Grandma didn't have any real nice pieces. I opened her jewelry box, and it was if she had placed it there. The first thing I saw made me laugh. The diaper pin. Every shirt in her wardrobe had an old diaper pin stuck to it. I guess when you raise 6 kids, old habits are hard to break. And that literally gave me goosebumps, you guys. So yeah, I was a diaper cloth baby, and this pen was one of my aunt or uncle's, this was my grandmother's, but yeah, diaper pins. Even though I know cloth diapers are a thing, they're very fancy now with Velcro and snaps and all of that. It used to just be a strip of cloth with pin it on the child, so yeah. What made you want to be a teacher? I was actually, oh sorry, who asked this? Emily Allen asks, what made you want to be a teacher? I was actually nannying for a family. It was my second nanny job, and I was nannying for her, and she was 4 going on 5, almost kindergarten age, but her parents wanted her to try out school, and we took her to a Kids Are Kids school, and I took her and dropped her off, and just seeing how much she grew in such a short period of time, with her knowledge, her colors, her shapes, her vocabulary that she was using, and just interacting with other kids, and seeing how big of an impact those teachers made on her. I was like, I need to go to school and I need to be a teacher. How did you and your husband meet? We met online with a video game, EverQuest 2. What are your most anticipated books for the remainder of the year? I have quite a few. I do have a blog post about it, so I will link that blog post down below. I list it by month for September, October, November, and December. Where do you purchase the majority of your books? Barnes & Noble and Amazon, but I recently found a really good site that you can support independent bookshops. It's called The Bookshop, and I have my own kind of bookshop curated, and you can shop through my links or find books and stuff. I'm definitely looking for other sources, but all right, let's see. Next question. Kayla Madden asks, what books do you wish were in the curriculum for schools but are not? Wow, this is a really, really good question. I don't really teach in a grade, or I didn't teach in a grade that we weren't really teaching books, but my friend Allie at Mrs. Dunn Reads, she teaches 8th grade language arts, and they've read The Scythe and what's that other book that they read? An Ember in the Ashes, I believe. And we actually had a really good discussion about this once. So I don't really know, because I don't know what books that I was reading at the time that I would have wanted my teacher to teach me, because I've always been a reader. Yeah, I wish modern poetry was more of a thing in the classroom when you do poetry sections. Get some of these poets like Amanda Lovelace and stuff like that, and put them in the classroom, put their work and stuff like that. I think that it just depends what the class is studying at the time, but I definitely think having more work by Black authors and more LGBT representation would be wonderful. If your house was on fire and you didn't have to help your husband or pets or anything like that, and you could only grab 1 to 3 books, what books would you grab? Of course, there's plot holes to this, because there's plot holes. If I could only save 3 books pending a disaster like a fire, I would save All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, because this is the one that Colleen Hoover sent to me herself from her address, like from her to me as a person, not like her publisher, not her friend, but actually her. She sent this to me and it means a lot to me. It's the reason I'm still sitting here talking to you right now. The second book would be this copy of the works of Henry David Thoreau. It's a leather-bound edition. It has beautiful end papers and it's just old and beautiful. And have I read this? No, but my mother bought this for me and it's just like, I don't know, it's just like a really special edition. It has a whole like memory attached to it, and it's something that I don't think that I could just go to the store and replace. And then the third book is a little bit harder. It would be The Giver by Lois Lowry, specifically this copy. I have other copies on my shelf, but I would want to save this one because it's my favorite book of all time. It's the copy that I was reading when I realized it was my favorite book of all time. This one is also special because it came from The Book Thing, which is a place in Baltimore. They stamp all their books where you can go and get as many books as you want for free. They're all used books that have been donated, and it's just, it's a wonderful place. But yeah, I got this there on a whim, picked it up, and it's my favorite book of all time. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have to do rapid fire, I think. How did your husband propose? We went to Jamestown, Virginia. We were sitting on a bench. I had just gotten up to go throw a bottle of water away. Yes, disposable water bottle. Bad. But I went back and I kind of came back, sat on the bench, and he looked over at me and he was like, you know, I love you, right? And I was like, oh yeah, of course. And then he just kind of went into it and pulled out a ring, and I had no idea, you guys. It was so cute. He didn't get down on one knee. We were sitting on a bench. He was there. I was here. We were looking across from each other, and it was just really cute. Coke or Pepsi? When I was growing up, it was Pepsi because that's what my parents bought, but like, I think I'm a Coke girl, like Coke Zero all the way. Mountain or beach? Beach. I love the beach, you guys, but the mountains are really pretty as well. So Layla, those are hard. But yeah, Penny asked, how did your husband propose? Layla asked Coke or Pepsi, mountain or beach. Layla also asked morning or night person. These are hard. I'm gonna go morning. Penny also asked, tell us about your cute doggy. I think I already did that. She is the love of my life. She is a mix between a Yorkshire Terrier and a Bichon Frise, and she's adorable, and she's a hot mess, and she's super active, and I hope everybody's crossing their fingers and saying a little prayer that her appointment today goes well. Did you take a honeymoon? And if so, where? Yes, we took a honeymoon. We went on a cruise to the Caribbean. We went to St. Martin. We went to St. Kitts. We went to San Juan, Puerto Rico. We went to Grand Turk, and it was so nice, you guys. Does your husband like to read? No, he does not. Oh, okay, so Ellie wanted to know more about the dog, like her age and how we got her, etc. So we had my dog Bear, and she passed away, and I was really, really sad and depressed, and I started looking for other dogs. I went onto the internet, greenfieldpuppies.com, and we liked this one dog. We talked about it for a long time. By the time we finally contacted the person, that dog was no longer available, or that puppy. And I usually do like to adopt, but this one we were actually getting one from a breeder. And so I just looked and looked and looked, and I saw this puppy, and her name was Gracie on the site. And she looked so small and so cute. I actually have a picture on my phone. Let me show you. I hope it shows. If not, I will just put it on the screen. This is the picture. Look, you guys, can you see that? Oh, isn't she freaking adorable? And these are her parents. There's her parents. Yeah, she's freaking adorable, and she was the runt of the litter, and my husband was either at work or taking a nap or something, and I was like, screw it, I'm calling to see if she's available. And she was, and I was like, I'm interested, how much? And yeah, we drove to PA. I took off from work, we drove to PA, we picked her up, we stopped on the way back, we stopped at my parents' house, and we spent the night to kind of like the whole day of travel and stuff like that. And it was just, she's the best. Yeah, so I love my dog. Thank you for all the dog questions, you guys. What else? Tips on starting a bookstagram. Just do it. And then your absolute favorite thriller. Come on, you guys, you know this. No Exit by Taylor Adams. So yeah, that wraps up this Q&A. Thank you guys so much for all of the questions. I know I went off on tangents and stuff like that. Don't forget, if you are interested in joining the Teami fam, that you check them out. I have a discount code, and my link is down in the description box. I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving this time off. I'm loving connecting with you guys on a deeper level today. Yeah, so I hope you're all having a lovely day or night. I hope I'm having really good luck at the vet today, and I'll see you guys again soon in my next video. Bye.